Hello. All right. uh,
The best way to understand.
oh boy. What's your go-to meal for maximum taste and protein? Um, Probably some really good seitan. Big bowl of like kung pao chicken seitan or something. Some rice. Some pretty good shit.
Bro, this guy has a bag over his head, bro. Come here.
The hell's that cat
Ilme
doing?
kun näet pankkitilin laskujen jälkeen.
It's another cat. Cats are pretty cool. I just did a workout. Did some lower body training.
SpaceX is currently preparing for what's expected to be the largest IPO in history, with a target valuation as high as.
Now, I wonder how the whole NASA Artemis mission thing is going to impact SpaceX. That'll be kind of weird. It's pretty insane how it's a garbage company that literally does nothing but blow up rockets, and it's just massively overvalued because people are fucking retarded. I also really hate how I get so much spam mail.
Is your mother vegan? She could be your older sister. How was the workout?
Yeah, my mom's vegan. It literally says in the title. Why would you ask me something so fucking stupid? Back workout with vegan mom. That is literally the fucking title. So, like, are you dumb? Can you fucking read? And she's 59. The workout went pretty okay. Not too bad. Oh, maybe you didn't see the actual video. You were just watching the stream. But, yeah, the workout I just had was good. Did some higher rep stuff, and joints and everything felt pretty okay.
The U.S., Israel...
Thanks for the donation, James. Are you still feeling beat up when working out?
Of course, in the words of Spin from Really Wild Animals, cats rule because they are cool.
Yeah, cats are good. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Well, I'm tired as fuck after training because I'm barely eating anything. Today is a higher calorie day, but still just... Fuck me. Oh, man. Broccoli is so good, dude. Fucking love broccoli. Broccoli is just great. Sleepy, don't eat tillers. Did you hear about this? YouTuber Todd Oland likely froze his own cat to death and filmed it as a rescue for money. EXIF metadata proof. Yeah. It's what these people do. You know, they should face a firing squad. I didn't hear about that, but yeah. A lot of those animal rescue videos are just fake. Thanks for the donation, Sleepy.
Also, Will Smith's reputation is still going downhill even years later thanks to his wife.
Now, I want to play a bit of Jada Pinkett Smith for you, actress Jada Pinkett Smith. She's talking about her clearly dysfunctional relationship with fellow actor Will Smith. The clip was uploaded by 50 Cent with the caption, "God damn, Father God, thank you for not letting me get into a relationship like this. Happy Easter, God bless." Let's have a look at the clip.
It is not his responsibility to make you happy. He can't. It's impossible. But it took me forever. Hard-headed, stubborn, you know, because that romantic idea. And that's why I talk about checking the boxes. It's like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
He was making himself happy.
He was making himself happy.
Alex?
Yeah, it all makes sense. So she's just a crazy bitch and she was jealous of her husband's greater success and she just tried to make him miserable. That's all it is. Fucking crazy. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. That's what they do. Women are fucking nuts. They'll literally get jealous of you and then, like, just try to make you miserable. It's just toxic shit. Sleepy, don't need $2. Debt estimates part 2. A while ago, I made a post asking everyone how much debt Frank Tufano was in. Just simply for my own curiosity, I estimated about $3.5 million because of the $2.8 million lawsuit, but there hasn't been a jury trial yet to determine an exact number. So I'm going to include that as part of the debt for the time being. I'm also not including other debts. Starting with credit card debt, American Express suing Frank for $357,000. That's all of his cards combined with the bank. Probably a lot more now due to fees. Round up to $400K. That was the number Frank was asking on his Give, Send, Go. Yeah, suspiciously. Then we have the Agu beef, potato chip saga, potato chip machine, $60K. Roofing, warehouse, $224,000, outstanding balance. Yeah. Yeah, he's really fucked. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes postal, shoots a bunch of people, shoots himself. I'm expecting him to burn his own house down so that he can get some insurance money. It's pretty crazy. Thanks for the donation though, Sleepy.
I plead guilty to missing some parts. Weightlifter emoji, cool face emoji, musical notes emoji, dancer emoji, steam locomotive emoji. When did she go vegan?
She went vegan right when I did, about 16 years ago, so. Yeah, about right when I did. Thanks for the donation, James.
Which is exactly why I'm glad I'm single.
And you can watch all the tranny porn you want without anybody having to judge you. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
And Iran have agreed to a tentative 2-week ceasefire, but all sides have presented vastly different versions of the terms. AP reporters around the globe are taking a look at the ceasefire response in their regions and what it could mean for the future. In the U.S., the Trump administration is declaring victory.
Operation Epic Fury was a historic and overwhelming victory on the battlefield.
Here in Washington, President Donald Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth have been triumphant speaking about the ceasefire deal. Vice President J.D. Vance has been a bit more measured, calling it a fragile agreement, but it's still unclear what exactly the U.S. agreed to. There are large questions that remain about the free flow of traffic to the Strait of Hormuz.
Sleepy, don't eat chillers. It's fun to read Frank's company's latest reviews. Yeah, I bet it's going downhill. I'm sorry to say that I ordered outside skirt steak. The meat was so hard. I normally buy from a local ranch in Fort Mascot, Florida, and the meat is very tender. Easy to eat. Once ordered from the inside skirt steak, never ordered again because it was like this meat from Frankie's. I'm beginning to think they sold me the inside skirt steak first and last time I'll order. Scammer. Ordered $150 worth of meat, paid for 2-day shipping. Should have received February 27th, didn't. Emailed the company, no response. Called, left a message, no return call. Emailed again. March 2nd, the day I received the spoiled meat, twice no response. I also instant messaged him on Instagram, no response. He did finally email on March 17th saying I didn't follow his guidelines for a refund by not sending pictures. Forwarded all the emails I had sent to him starting from February. Also sent him pictures and data received the meat. Posted a review on his website. Pretty much the same. Yeah, now he's threatening me with a lawsuit for slander, going to call the cops, have me arrested and whatnot. This guy has several complaints all over the place. My bad for not doing my due diligence, yeah. This review's for poor customer service, yeah. Buyer beware, order not fully delivered and poor resolution. Order totaled $935. Like, these people are stupid as fuck. After more than 10 days, the merchant contacted me saying I hadn't paid enough and asked for an addition. Okay, order total after discount $935 plus an additional $161 invoice the merchant later requested. After more than 10 days, the merchant contacted me saying I hadn't paid enough and asked for additional payment. Paid the invoice in good faith. However, I only received the free gift items. Eggs, the beef share, and steaks, the main portion of the order, valued at roughly $800, were never delivered. FedEx tracking number. This tracking shows only small packages. Total delivered weight, 25 pounds. Remaining shipments never moved beyond label creation. Quarter beef share alone should weigh close to 100 pounds. Despite multiple attempts to solve the situation, the issue was never properly corrected. What a fucking dude. Like, just Nothing but bad reviews. Scammer, do not buy. Food is rotten, doesn't respond to emails. Yeah, of course. Bro, his website is getting terrible fucking reviews. He's going out a bit, like, he's just cooked, dude. I don't see many people ordering from him for very long. He's just going out of business. He's probably just going to end up going nuts, killing somebody or killing himself or something. Thanks for the donation, Sleepy.
Will, except for people like Dark Snova who are very anti-porn.
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Hormuz, and President Trump's claims that the U.S. will help Iran dig out its buried enriched uranium. There are already concerns on Capitol Hill that the U.S. does get that material out of Iran.
But Iran is claiming victory as well and says the deal allows it to begin charging ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz.
Hardline voices within Iran are insisting that they have seized victory in the war with Israel and the United States. And that's in part because they now control the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf through which about 20% of all natural gas and oil traded passes in peacetime. And they are planning to try to institute a toll booth system that would upend decades of the strait being open for international traffic. They're also insisting that even though Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei was killed by Israel at the start of the war, they've now replaced him with a younger, more hardline version in his son, Mustafa.
His son's gay and he's like a vegetable.
Israelis are breathing a sigh of relief over the ceasefire, but Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says the deal does not cover fighting against Hezbollah.
At the outset of this war, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu talked about removing the threat of Iran's ballistic missiles. He talked of destroying its nuclear program and ending its support for hostile proxy groups. Netanyahu and President Trump even raised the idea of regime change in Iran. Well, none of these goals appears to have been achieved.
We'll see what happens.
And speaking of him.
I don't care about the bullshit of Israel's right to exist because they don't exist. It's a made-up colony full of rapists, pedos, genocide enthusiasts, occupied. Palestine is Palestine, will always be Palestine. Yeah, these people just need to move to Palestine so they can be murdered by Hamas. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Bro, the Liberals just poached another Conservative MP, this time a long-term social conservative, anti-vax / pro-life etc. Just a few days ago, she was talking about how the Libs are terrible, now she said they're the best option.
Are they offering them money to do this? I don't understand how this keeps happening. Like, there's something to this.
Marcia McMillan, thank you very much for joining us on CTV News Channel this morning. We want to get straight to some breaking news.
Yeah, good morning, Marcia. This clearly from constituents that should they win those 3 by-elections, safe.
Like, by the way, this shouldn't even be legal to begin with. Like, the reason we have the voting system we do is so that we can vote on whether or not a government gets a majority or a minority. Like, this is just so bizarre that they can just decide to have a government become a majority after an election has already happened. Like, just fucked. Dude, I hate the Liberals so fucking much. There's gotta be some weird shit going on behind the scenes. Some kind of corruption. Something, because that is so fucking weird. Thanks for the donation, Skur.
$1.75 trillion. To put that in perspective, that's larger than Meta or Tesla, and it would comfortably unseat Saudi Aramco for the title of the biggest stock market debut of all time. The offering is expected to see massive.
Have you ever used vegan dating apps? I'm trying one right now, but I have a feeling most of the women are probably far left retards.
I've used Vegly. I got a bunch of likes on my profile. I just didn't end up setting up any dates because I ended up just dating Pat. But yeah, Vegely was pretty alright. I don't know the political kind of beliefs of some of those girls. I don't think they're generally that crazy, but if you try to do vegan dating on Tinder, wow. Literally, and I mean literally, every single fucking vegan girl on Tinder is married to a cuck, and they have like 3 or 4 fucking boyfriends. I'm not even joking. Every time I came across a profile where the chick's vegan, I was like, oh, sick. And then I look at their profile, married, looking for 3rd boyfriend. And I'm like, okay. Thanks for the donation, Ben Boy.
And liberals say they are against corruption.
No, they're not. Conservatives and liberals, they just do corruption in different ways. Thanks for the donation, though, Dodo.
Demand from retail investors who have, up until now, been unable to invest as the company's private. Now, in the aerospace world, there's a very important distinction between astronomy and astrology. Astronomy is the branch of science that uses math to calculate orbital mechanics, so your multi-billion-dollar rocket doesn't turn into a very expensive firework. Astrology, on the other hand, is the belief that you should stay home from work next week because Jupiter's feeling a bit spicy. Usually the people building rockets and the people casting horoscopes don't have very much in common. Elon Musk obviously cares about astronomy, the science. He has, after all, spent decades talking about the importance of going to Mars and building rockets. We know that he also loves a bit of numerology too. No one finds the numbers 420 and 69 funnier than Elon Musk does. With the IPO announcement, we've learned that he loves a bit of astrology too, as SpaceX has reportedly set its sights on IPOing this June because Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury will be forming a rare conjunction in the sky. And I suppose that's auspicious. On top of that, June also happens to be the month of Musk's 55th birthday. And to top it all off, there are rumors that the date being targeted is June the 9th. Yep. That's right, June the 9th, or 6-9. If Musk was a bit younger, it would be on 6-7, but he's not. He's a 55-year-old man, so 69 it is. Well, the planetary alignment makes for a great headline. The timing is possibly driven by a much more terrestrial concern, the race for limited capital. As of early 2026, the private markets are starting to look tapped out. Venture capital funds that have spent the last few years aggressively funding the AI boom are now facing a liquidity plateau and are under pressure to finally return some cash to their own investors. At the same time, Musk is in a high-stakes race to reach the public markets before his rivals, OpenAI and Anthropic, soak up all of the available demand. Bankers are quietly warning that there might not be enough spare change in the public markets to support 3 massive capital-intensive AI listings at the same time, and the first mover might get the biggest slice of the pie. With XAI burning through $1 billion a month and massive data center projects requiring billions more in infrastructure, Musk may not be just watching the stars. He might be watching the exits too. The planetary alignment might be a nice bit of branding, but it's possibly the fear of being second in line at the ATM that's really fueling the countdown. This rush to the public markets represents a significant change of heart for Musk. For over a decade, he's in
Yeah, DHT gains, I think so too. There's probably going to be some initial, increase in stock value for the first, few days or couple weeks or something, and then I think it's just going to nosedive. Everybody's just going to lose their money.
Insisted that SpaceX would...
This has to be the dumbest company to fucking invest in. You have to be so fucking stupid. It's unfucking real.
Not go public until his Mars transport system was fully in place. He argued that the short-term pressures of being a public company, where investors obsess over quarterly performance and short sellers hit you with large sticks, would be a distraction from the long-term goal of making life multiplanetary. But as we head towards the June 2026 listing...
Yeah, he's running out of money. The company is completely unproductive, so this is just a scam.
The Mars transport system is still very much a work in progress, and Musk has recently started sweeping those red planet ambitions under the rug.
And speaking of space adventures, VG.
Conspiracy theorists are going bonkers over a new NASA video they claim proves the Artemis 2 mission to the moon is staged in front of a green screen. The brave crew gave a live interview over the weekend to CNN discussing their journey to the moon, while a plush toy named Rise floated around the capsule as a sign of zero gravity. But a clip of the interview filmed by a cell phone from the TV allegedly shows visual distortions and flickers of text, including the letters TAN and OW across the toy's body and head. Conspiracists quickly seized on the clip as supposed proof that the entire mission was staged. Green screen studio glitching on the Artemis moon mission, it's all fake, one ex-user wrote. Pure green screen bullshit. Same exact fabric they use on movie sets. Artemis? Fake as hell. They never went up there. Whole thing's a staged circus, and we're the idiots paying for it. Truths buried under layers of CGI and lies. Wake up, man, a second ex-user added. However, the more likely explanation appears to be that the clip was recorded from a TV display with chroma key overlay processing active. Chroma key, also known as green screen or blue screen effect, is commonly used by broadcasters to insert captions, graphics, and lower third text into live footage. Live interviews often include graphic overlays such as captions, logos, and name banners, which are digitally layered in real time over the video. The live video and graphics can suffer mismatches, causing fragments of the on-screen text to briefly overlap with bright or moving objects, such as the plush toy in the video, making it seem as if the letters were appearing on it. NASA and CNN's original footage shows the toy floating normally without the strange color distortions or the flickering letters seen in the viral clip. During the vessel's historic launch last week, a podcaster shot.
It doesn't even make any fucking sense. The blue part of the fucking ball was the one, the part. So if they're saying it's green screened, then it wouldn't be the blue part that's getting chroma keyed. They're so stupid.
Down conspiracy theorists who claim the mission was all green screen by touching grass on a live stream.
Prove to you that this is real. Okay, hold on. Hold on. I'm taking my ears out. Can I prove this?
Artemis 2 began its historic flyby of the moon on April 6th in what is the mission's showstopper event, giving its crew and Earthlings back home their first glimpses ever of parts of the lunar dark side. The capsule began the flyby around 2:45 p.m. Eastern Time and will spend just over 6 hours arcing around the moon, with its windows pointed toward the far side of the lunar surface.
Yeah, the Artemis mission's pretty cool.
Like an embarrassing team.
Tesla stock has been getting destroyed recently because Tesla missed their Q1 delivery expectations. Good. Are you team Zendaya or team Sydney Sweeney?
Teenage face.
Well, Sydney Sweeney is not attractive. Yeah, Zendaya is definitely better looking than Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney is not a good looking girl. Just not, like, her eyes just look fucking weird and retarded. She just doesn't have attractive features, just mid as fuck face. I think people just like her tits or something, but like her face is just mid as fuck.
Oh, that guy from the Daily Wire. Of course he would be stupid enough to think it's fake as well.
He certainly would be. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
The new mission and the core of the IPO pitch is focused on the moon, a destination that Musk once dismissed as a waste of time. He now describes the moon as a stepping stone and the overriding priority for securing the future of civilization. It turns out that this shift of focus is a lot easier when you've been foreshadowing it for years, even if accidentally. Elon Musk has been wearing his famous Occupy Mars t-shirts since 2019, which a number of people have pointed out actually features a red-tinted picture of the moon during a lunar eclipse. It's possible that he hasn't abandoned his Mars mission. Maybe he just took a close look at his own chest and realized that he's been accidentally advertising for the moon all along. But before we dig into the financial black hole of space-based data centers, let me tell you about this week's video sponsor, Saley, an eSIM provider who makes it incredibly easy to travel and stay connected without and use the code BOIL at checkout. The transition from a high-flying rocketry and satellite firm into what we might now call the XXX conglomerate, SpaceX, XAI, and X, has been described by supporters as an act of genius and by critics as a massive bailout. This is because, just as the SpaceX IPO was being finalized, Musk decided to fold XAI into SpaceX at a $250 billion price tag. Merging a rocket company with an AI startup is strange enough, but XAI comes with some particularly heavy social media baggage. Last year, XAI, the AI company, used its shares to buy Elon Musk's Everything app, X, the platform formerly, and in truth still, known as Twitter. This means SpaceX investors are now, by extension, the proud owners of the number 17 ranked social media website, a business that's been struggling with a persistent exodus of both users and advertisers since Musk bought it for $44 billion in 2022. To justify the $250 billion price tag, you have to believe that XAI is a top-tier player in AI. Currently, ChatGPT and Google's Gemini dominate the field, holding over 85% of the market between them. Grok, by comparison, sits at a distant 3.4% market share. One problem is that Grok is effectively an island. While XAI recently launched a standalone Grok app, the vast majority of its usage remains trapped inside Twitter. Most of Grok's use is just fact-checking tweets or generating the kind of unfiltered memes that have landed the company in regulatory hot water in Spain, France, and the UK. While SpaceX is said to be profitable, generating about $8 billion in EBITDA last
I got 8 likes but 0 matches on Vegly. Not sure why. Most of the women there are mid anyway, so I don't really care.
Well, that's online dating for you. Thanks for the donation, Ben Bao.
last year, XAI is a money furnace, burning through $1 billion in cash every single month. In a world where AI could be a winner-take-all market, much like internet search was, being a lower-ranked player like XAI is possibly a dangerous place to be. That danger is exacerbated by a growing...
Hey VG, have you heard about the new eagle chicks of Big Bear Valley from that famous eagle bear?
Little babies. It's not good that they're feeding him meat, though. It's a little sad. Those are nice little babies. Your mom taking care of her little babies. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Talent drain. Since the start of the year, a significant number of key staff have left XAI, including 6 of the original founders who were poached from Google and DeepMind. It's hard to justify a frontier AI premium when the very people who have built the model have left the building. Musk's explanation for the merger, delivered in a press release that reads like the script of a low-budget sci-fi epic, is that we need to build orbital data centers to extend the light of consciousness to the stars. He argues that space-based AI is the only way to scale because space is called space for a reason. It's a move that mirrors the Solar City merger from 2016, where Musk used Tesla's balance sheet to bail out a struggling solar company he also happened to own. As Bloomberg's Matt Levine pointed out, the innovation engine here isn't just about rockets, it's about a fundraising ability.
Critical Drinker is a fucking retard, and he does nothing but grift. He literally makes shit up about movies. He's not a movie reviewer. He's just an idiot grifter.
It is unfortunate that they are already exhibiting aggressive behavior towards one another, even at such a young age. Their conduct is quite ferocious.
Yeah, it is. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Crap.
Space for a reason. Own. As Bloomberg's Matt Levine pointed out, the innovation engine here isn't just about rockets, it's about a fundraising ability that allows Musk to negotiate with himself and set his own valuations without the nuisance of independent board oversight. Amusingly, right before I filmed this video, Elon Musk tweeted that XAI was not built right the first time around, so it's being rebuilt from the foundations up. Which might lead SpaceX investors to ask, if this was the case, why did they just pay $250 billion for it? For the banks and venture capital firms who were stuck in the underwater Twitter deal, the merger is fantastic news. It effectively swaps their struggling social media equity for shiny new SpaceX stock right before a massive IPO. And while SpaceX investors might be wondering why they're suddenly subsidizing an anime girlfriend chatbot, most are unlikely to complain. In the world of investing alongside Elon Musk, loyalty is the primary currency. If you complain too loudly about the corporate governance, you risk being cut out of the next auspicious planetary alignment. To justify merging a rocket company with a money furnace chatbot, the IPO narrative relies on a very specific vision of the future, based around the importance of moving the world's AI computing power off planet. Musk's argument is that terrestrial data centers are hitting a wall because of land power and cooling constraints. His solution is to launch a constellation of 1 million satellites to act as orbital data centers, directly.
That makes no sense.
Harnessing near constant solar power in the vacuum of space. At first glance, the pitch might seem to have a certain logic. It's always sunny in space, and there are no neighbors to complain about the noise. But in practice, the engineering hurdles are huge. Take cooling, for example. On Earth, we keep servers from overheating by blowing cold air or water over them, a process called convection. In the vacuum of space, there's no air to move heat away. The only option is to use massive radiators that eject heat as infrared radiation. We've already seen a test of this concept. A startup launched an AI satellite a few months ago that was about the size of a small refrigerator, carrying an NVIDIA H100 chip. While the chip was able to successfully train a tiny AI model on the works of Shakespeare, it couldn't run around the clock because it had to shut down frequently when it got too hot to function. The company's next version is scheduled to launch later this year, and they say that it will carry the second largest cooling radiator array in space, the only larger one being the cooling array on the International Space Station. So to run just a handful of AI chips in orbit, you need hardware that rivals the most expensive structure ever built by humanity, the International Space Station, and then you have to scale that up to the 1 million satellites mentioned in the SpaceX press release. To reach the gigawatt scale capacity Musk is talking about, you would need solar arrays and radiators measuring roughly 4 kilometers in length. Getting something that size, roughly the size of 40 football fields, into orbit and maintaining it would be a logistical nightmare. It would be a giant fragile sail vulnerable to every piece of space debris in low Earth orbit. Then there's the issue of Starship. The entire sentient sun business model relies on SpaceX reaching an insane flight rate. We're talking about launches every hour carrying 200 tons per flight, according to SpaceX's own press release. Currently, Starship is still in the frequent explosion phase of development. While the engineering team has achieved the incredible feat of catching a 70-meter booster with giant robot arms, the rocket is yet to perform a full orbital mission or prove that it can reliably deploy payloads without what SpaceX calls a rapid unscheduled disassembly. To round out the sci-fi sales pitch, Musk has even proposed building factories on the moon. I'm not making this up. According to the press release, the plan is to manufacture satellites taking advantage of lunar resources and then fire them into deep space using an electromagnetic mass driver, basically a giant space railgun, a technology that the US Navy spent over $500 million on over a 16-year period with no success. Apparently, the railgun prototypes suffered from extreme heat and physical stresses, the types of problems which would be only more of an issue in space. It's not clear to me why a factory on the moon would be more efficient than a factory in even the most remote places on Earth, or what moon resources Musk is planning on taking.
Did you hear that the woman who sold Matthew Perry the drugs that killed him has been sentenced to 15 years behind bars for his murder?
The parents of late actor Matthew Perry was seen leaving a Los Angeles courthouse Wednesday after a drug dealer dubbed the Ketamine Queen was sentenced to 15 years in prison in connection with their son's death in 2020.
He's the one who decided to do drugs. Like, it's so stupid. What's next? If somebody goes to a gun shop and blows their head off with a shotgun, are we going to charge the gun store owner? because the gun store owner sold somebody a gun? Like, it's just so stupid. Unless there's like something to the story where she lied about what drug she gave him. It was supposed to be ketamine, but it was like fucking rat poison or something. Like, give me a fucking break. It's just so stupid. If the guy wants to do drugs, that's his choice. Like...
23. In September, Jasveen Singha pled guilty to 5 felony drug counts stemming from the death of the Friend star. She admitted to running a stash house for illegal narcotics out of her home in the North Hollywood district of Los Angeles, and acknowledged selling 51 vials of ketamine to a go-between dealer Eric Fleming, who then sold the doses to Perry through the actor's personal assistant Kenneth Iwamasa. Fleming, Iwamasa, and physicians Mark Chavez and Salvador Placencia have pleaded guilty to drug offenses. Placencia was sentenced.
Yeah, that's unbelievably fucking stupid. So fucking stupid. We're turning into a society where there's like no personal responsibility or accountability anymore, and everything is everybody else's fault. It's just so retarded. Well, there you go. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Advantage of. I would imagine some sort of supply chain still needs to be developed there. It is a bold vision, and it represents a massive U-turn for a man who spent decades calling lunar missions a distraction from going to Mars. If you remember, in 2017, he claimed that he would be sending at least 2 cargo missions to Mars in 2022 to find water sources and establish power, mining, and life support infrastructure so that the first crewed missions could follow in 2024. He later reaffirmed this target in 2018 and again in 2020 before the timeline was delayed. Ultimately, building a data center in a desert or a specialized warehouse on Earth will always be cheaper and easier than trying to build them in space or manufacture and launch them from the moon. Andrew McCallop, an engineer who works for a space startup, has built a web-based calculator that allows the cost of an orbital data center to be compared with the cost of an equivalent terrestrial one.
And that's honestly a dangerous direction society is headed in.
That is true. You're right, Dodo. It's not good. Thanks for the donation.
It estimates that building a 1 gigawatt data center and running it for 5 years on Earth costs around $16 billion, excluding chips, and an orbital equivalent would cost over $50 billion, so more than 3 times as much. The thing is that building a few data centers in Texas won't justify a $1.75 trillion valuation. For that, you need a sentient sun and a moon catapult. Now, this is possibly a recurring theme for Elon Musk, the idea that the hardest way of doing something is actually the most efficient. This is, after all, the same man who once claimed that digging miles of tunnels underground would somehow be orders of magnitude cheaper and faster than just building a road on the surface. Apparently, if you can convince investors that the laws of physics and basic accounting are just optional suggestions, you can put almost any price tag on the results. If you can ignore the sentient suns and the lunar catapults for a moment, you're still left with the daunting task of justifying a $1.75 trillion sticker price for SpaceX. To be clear, that doesn't mean that Elon Musk won't get that price. It just means that it would be extremely difficult to explain. Based on what's being reported, this isn't just a regular IPO. It's a carefully managed liquidity event for a company that's simply outgrown its capacity to source new funding in the private markets. For more than 20 years, SpaceX has existed in a private market bubble, where valuations are set by small, isolated capital raises rather than the cold reality of daily public trading. But as former head of equity capital markets from Bank of America, Craig Cobbin, points out, about in the Financial Times, the laws of financial gravity are a lot harder to bend than space-time. The primary metric for any high-growth tech company is the enterprise value to sales ratio. It's particularly favored for rapidly growing firms that are either not yet profitable or have inconsistent earnings. This is because sales figures are often more stable and less susceptible to accounting distortions than net income or EBITDA. The ratio
Foxtrot donated $2.
Deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2S LGBTQIA+. This is abhorrent.
I've never even heard of this fucking term. Yeah, the communist infiltration and infestation of Canada. So well underway. True friendship can exist only between equals. Plato. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm really good friends with my cat. Yeah, it does remind me of the Berserk. They were not friends, though, so... Thanks for the donation, Foxtrot. Okay, thanks for the donation, H.
ratio tells you how much are you paying for every dollar of revenue the company brings in. Facebook, Cobbin points out, went public at 11 times forward sales. This was considered extremely expensive at the time, and it pushed the boundaries of what public markets were willing to tolerate. To add more context, most high-growth tech companies back then were trading at much lower multiples. Google, for instance, was trading around 5 to 6 times sales. SpaceX is looking to list at roughly 94 times its 2025 revenue. Even if we use the most optimistic projections for 2026, the ratio still sits at over 60 times sales. For context, that's significantly higher than Palantir, which currently has the highest multiple in the S&P 500. Not everyone thinks that that price is crazy, however. The analysts at PitchBook recently made the case that a $1.75 trillion valuation is expensive but justifiable if you assume that Starlink will reach 1.2 billion users by 2040. The deep flaw in that math is a concept called the total addressable market. Based on Hans Rosling's research in the book Factfulness, there are only about 1 billion people on the planet who earn more than $32 a day. Most of those people live in the United States and Western Europe, and most people in those parts of the world already have access to wired broadband, which is both faster and cheaper than Starlink. A total addressable market of 1.2 billion users being able to spend over $100 a month solely on internet connectivity is next to impossible. Starlink is a brilliant tool for people in...
No, I have yet to take my Zooted medication. I'm so fucking tired. Not eating enough food really makes you exhausted. Like, really badly.
remote areas, gold miners in Sudan, or the military in Ukraine. But it's ill-suited for cities where the dish needs a clear view of the sky, and because satellites suffer from network congestion when too many people connect to the same one all at once. Realistically, there are only about 32 million households in the world who can afford the service and don't already have wired internet access. Most of that group already have access to the internet using mobile phone networks, and less than half of them might feel that cellular speed and connectivity is not good enough and are willing to pay up for Starlink access. Expecting Starlink to jump from its current 10 million subscribers to 1.2 billion is like expecting everyone on the planet to start drinking Fiji bottled water, even when they already have access to clean drinking water. We're already seeing the limits of this growth in the financial data. Elizabeth Lopato at The Verge recently pointed out that a 2024 Morgan Stanley report projected that Starlink revenue would reach $19 billion the next year on the strength of 6 million subscribers. SpaceX then managed to reach 9.2 million subscribers that year, more than 50% better than expected, but its revenue was only $16 billion. This implies that as Starlink grows its customer base, its margins are falling. Let's talk about the company's questionable profitability next. SpaceX recently touted $8 billion in EBITDA, but as a number of analysts have noted, EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, is a very generous lens through which to view a company like SpaceX, which has very high research and development costs and very high depreciation. EBITDA is often used to help investors compare very similar businesses that have made different investment and accounting decisions over time, but companies that essentially run the same business, and you're just stripping out leverage choices, the jurisdictions they're taxed in, and their accounting choices over the timelines they've chosen to spread out their costs. This can make sense. It's a great way to make a clean comparison of the cash flow generation power and business operations of two very similar widget manufacturing companies. In the case of high capex businesses with enormous cash burn on early stage research and development operations, EBITDA becomes very questionable. SpaceX satellites have a useful life of around 5 years. This means that when you capitalize the build costs of these satellites and send them up to space as investments on your balance sheet initially, you later incur depreciation expenses where you spread out the costs of those satellite builds over their 5-year useful lifespans. Excluding significant expenses like this that are core to the business's ongoing operations and capacity to generate future cash flow is particularly distortive for a business like SpaceX. They simply couldn't continue to run their proposed operations without continuing to replace these satellites. Excluding the cost of the satellites and the
There's actually a fair number of store-bought pumpkin pies that are incidentally vegan. I've seen a few. Kind of depends on how they're made. There's ones that are very traditional where they have like a butter or lard-based pie crust. But a lot of them they just happen to be incidentally vegan. A lot of them. No, I'm not zooted yet. I'm just fucking exhausted from dieting and training. I just took my weed gummy. Chewing it now.
cost of getting them into low Earth orbit to claim profitability is somewhat ridiculous. If you then account for the billions in cash used to build Starship in terms of research and development, the thing Musk is alluding to as profit starts to look quite difficult to ever capture. Very large research and development spend to go to Mars or to go to the moon can only be recouped with high volume future deployments or high payload usage of the tools that they design and build. In practice, the launch market of delivering cargo into space has exhibited very little growth outside of SpaceX delivering its own Starlink satellites into space, leading to the question of whether this is a growth business at all. When you move away from EBITDA and start analyzing the actual profitability, the picture is not nearly as pretty. It's essentially the picture of Dorian Gray of financial statements. The IPO pitch looks young and flawless, but the balance sheet in the attic is looking increasingly gnarled. While SpaceX is a $16 billion revenue business, leaked documents showed that XAI generated just $120 million in revenue during the first 9 months of 2025. To put that in perspective, XAI is currently burning through $1 billion a month to build its data centers. That means that XAI spends its entire annual revenue every 6 days. By merging the two businesses, Musk is using the moat of the rocket business to subsidize the astronomical costs of the AI business, all while asking the public to pay a massive premium for the privilege of owning shares. Ultimately, SpaceX might be an extraordinary engineering success, but as a public investment, the price you pay for the expected growth will matter. If the valuation is based on comic book heroic assumptions about capturing 1 billion customers that either already have better internet access or can't afford to pay for the service, the final frontier for investors might be a very long way down. This all leads us to the question of how Elon Musk actually expects to get that $1.75 trillion price tag. The answer isn't found in the physics of rockets, but instead in the physics of the stock market. The most important thing to understand about this IPO is that SpaceX isn't selling the whole company to the public. They're likely only...
Are ribeye steaks vegan? No, they're not. And you know what else is interesting? Makes it a lot easier to peel off somebody's skin after you boil them first. So if you want to fillet somebody while they're alive, you should splash boiling water on them. Makes their skin softer and peels off easier.
Releasing a tiny float. The financial press is suggesting that just 5 to 10% of the total shares might be issued. By keeping the supply of stock artificially low while marketing it to every retail investor on the planet, this could create a supply squeeze before the opening bell even rings. When everyone wants a piece of the future, but there are only a few shares to go around, the price has only one way to go, and that's up. Craig Cobbin wrote about this low float strategy a few years ago in the Financial Times, where he pointed out that a lot of recent tech IPOs had floated only a tiny number of shares, often between 7 and 10%, compared to the historical average of 20%. He used the example of Instacart, where only 8% of the shares were floated, and of those, 60% went to cornerstone investors and 5% to friends and family. This left a tiny supply of shares to be traded, presumably to cultivate a sense of scarcity. The real magic for SpaceX might happen with the index inclusion trap. This isn't just a lucky break for Elon Musk.
You ordered Melanotan too? It works. So, yeah, it makes your skin darker. It also protects against skin cancer, and it does increase libido as well, which is why a lot of people take it.
It's reported to be driven by a specific demand from him. According to Reuters, SpaceX made early inclusion in the Nasdaq 100 index a necessary condition for agreeing to list on the exchange. In response, the exchange is consulting on a new rule that would allow SpaceX to join the Nasdaq 100 after just 15 trading days, bypassing the year of price discovery.
Man, your streams are boring as shit before I arrive. How the fuck do you people watch this loser stream when it's this goddamn boring? All he does is type and look off screen and play some boring video, occasionally rambles for 10 minutes about nonsense.
Well, that's nice. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Required for every other company. And it isn't just the Nasdaq either. Bloomberg reports that S&P Dow Jones Indices is also considering historic rule changes to fast-track SpaceX into the S&P 500. This is significant because there are roughly $24 trillion tied to that index. Maybe Elon can get on the phone to the people at Russell to see if he can get SpaceX classified as a value stock too. If SpaceX is added to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, every passive investor will find themselves buying the stock at whatever price the supply squeeze has manufactured. As veteran fund manager George Noble points out, the proposed 5 times float multiplier used to determine its Nasdaq index weighting is shameless structural manipulation. It effectively turns every pension fund into exit liquidity for SpaceX insiders, where your retirement account is being forced to buy into a bubble designed by the seller. As Noble argues, the rules are being rewritten to benefit IPO issuers and early-stage insiders, and your capital is the tool being used to enrich them. We've seen this movie before. In December 2020, Tesla was added to the S&P 500 after a massive run-up in price. Since the day of inclusion, Tesla has underperformed the broader index by more than 20%. The passive investors who were forced to buy in at a huge valuation right before sales started drying up became the bag holders, while the early insiders took their victory laps. SpaceX may be an extraordinary engineering company, but it's been sold to the public as a financial miracle at a price that is, to me, very difficult.
Everyone's going to lose their money.
By the way, did you cut your hair, nigger? You look better. Look sharper and 2% smarter. Black people hairstyles look disgusting, dirty and retarded. Only good hairstyle for black men is keeping it short or bald. Literally bald black, greater than afro or dreads any day.
Yeah, I cut my hair. Thanks for the donation, 21st.
Difficult to explain. That doesn't mean that the IPO will fail or the stock price will fall, but a lot of things will have to...
Oh, it'll fall. It will fall, and everybody gonna lose their money.
Hello? I'm gonna have to turn you this way. As I open the door to his private suite, Otter gracefully exits and immediately checks in at the snack bar. Oh, good. You have some dry skin, my dude. Okay, let's get started. No, she just clipped them. They don't need to be clipped. I hear you like the brush. We begin today's service with a gentle de-shedding session using the Equi-Groomer. Designed to remove excess coat while promoting circulation and overall well-being. Oh, he's purring. As you can see, Otter is fully immersed in this experience. Deep purring, soft rolling, complete surrender to the process.
God.
This is what we strive for here. Total relaxation. Sir, shall we go into the bath? You need a good
That's
bath.
a really pretty
Oh, you're
cat.
so cute. Are you flopping? Are you doing a flop? He's in heaven. This is like the best day of his life.
It's so amazing how sentient they are. They've got these cute little kitty paws and they're so sentient.
Look at him. You're so cute.
My goodness.
Love when cats enjoy grooming. Next,
Yeah, that's
we
a good
transition
cat. Look at the nice kitty. Just so good.
into our cleansing phase.
My goodness.
Okay, we're gonna go in the bathtub. That part you might not love, but we shall see. No panicking. I just want to get it running. Good boy. You're okay. No, no, no. Otter, you're supposed to like water. You're an otter. No, don't scratch. Okay, good boy.
Dodo, donate $2. Let me see. Both societies exist simultaneously. Really incredible to think about. Yeah, I mean, these are retards and these are non-retards, so I don't think that's incredible.
Have killed thousands of their operatives, and we've managed to prove that we can hunt them down wherever they are. They have nowhere to hide. We've also targeted senior officials from the tyrant Khamenei until all the way to the family members of the besieged members. the regime. We have killed thousands of their operatives, and we've managed to prove that we can hunt them down wherever they are. They have nowhere to hide.
Oh no, the family members of terrorists are dead. Like, buddy. Would any of them give a shit if Hitler's family members were fucking killed in World War II? It's fucking retarded. This is stupid. Yeah, they're not gonna consider closing down bases in Spain and Germany.
Are there any views that Hassan holds that you disavow while you're with him right now?
I'm not here to disavow people's views. I'm here to have a conversation about how to get money out of politics, put money back in pockets, and pass Medicare for all. That's the conversation that folks are here to listen to. This whole gotcha game, platform policing, cancel culture.
Yeah, he said he supported 9/11, so... Yeah, this guy is a Muslim. He probably is in support of 9/11 too, since people from his own religion fucking did it anyway. This guy's a crazy fucking jihadist. Just, it's insane how Democrats are letting these people into their party. Just fucking nuts. Thanks for the donation though, Dodo. Dodo donated $2.
To the protest at the White House to protest Trump's disgusting war in Iran, I think I'll say Trump is a madman. Stop his war on Iran. What he tweeted out is just...
Her kitchen and entire house looks like a set of a children's TV show. I hope she gets, like, really severe viral or bacterial pneumonia and can't breathe anymore. Fucking bitch. We're outside the White House protesting against Trump's heinous threats against Iran. The U.S. and Israel have massacred more than 3,600 Iranians. But you don't care about the 36,000 Iranians that were murdered by their own government? Fucking hate Code Pink.
So to follow up on the answer you just gave there, how is that not an equivocation? Because the logic, if you extend the logic there, that would be like if after October 7th someone went to a mosque and was upset, you know, did something awful there. How is that logic, how does that not translate?
Well, after October 7th, there was a whole genocide against Palestinians.
They blew up a lot of mosques in Gaza. I don't know if Free Press reported on that. Sorry.
So no, I just look at the end of the day, we can play this rhetorical game where we pretend that all actions stand.
This is the future of the Democratic Party. Do not vote Democrat as long as that shit's going on. China is testing EVs that eject their batteries in emergencies. Yeah, this is just stupid. You know what you could do is make batteries that don't just randomly explode. That's one thing you can do. Don't you also love this idea? Imagine if there's a traffic jam. You can't move your car. And then some electric car right next to you, the battery like catches on fire. And rather than this dickhead either getting stuck in his car dying or just getting out and letting his car burn, no. He ejects the battery at your car. Wouldn't that be fucking lovely? Fucking stupid shit. Fucking Chinese. Oh, wait. It's the wrong one. Wow. Made a kitty noise. That's amazing. Did you guys see that? Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Dodo donated $2.
Kelly, fire in the hole. Oh, guys. Take these out. Kelly, fire.
That's pretty cool. Do you think this guy voted for Trump?
Legal?
Yeah, I'm legal. Yeah, I'm skateboarding across America for charity.
No kidding?
Yeah. I started in California 13 days ago. Well, I've been sober for 6.5 years, so it's for like youth addiction and stuff like that.
You made some ground.
Yeah, I did like 750 miles.
You made some ground today.
Yeah. Are there any hotels down in Rodeo or Rodeo? No? No?
Oh, that's pretty gross.
Okay. Really? Well, I'll figure it out. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure he voted for Trump.
It's like a waterfall.
Yeah, don't open that door.
No, I'm not. I mean, you've never seen it like this before.
Oh my God, I don't even know what to do right now.
It's like a waterfall.
That's pretty bad. Remember, Kyle Klinsky endorsed Jill Stein for 2024 and wants us to focus now on how bad Trump is. These people will never be champions for any electable Democratic candidate. Yeah, no shit.
I am completely and utterly done with Hassan derangement syndrome. Let me just say, as clear as I possibly can, if you are a political commentator and you have a take on Hassan Piker, do me a favor and just shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear it.
Okay, so he's a communist. It all makes sense now. This guy is a gay beta male communist. Thanks for the donation, Dodo. Dodo donated $2. This guy is like worst than Zoran Mamdani.
We go into these places, and this is no excuse. We go into these places. I remember the days after October 7th. It was very few of us who were taking that stance. Like early days, like on October 7th, when we were like, yo, we can think about what will come next because we've seen what's happened before, and we know what happens when like the president uses dehumanizing language, and even just to try to like steer people away from dehumanizing language. It's 6 of us. You know, 7 out of 535, right? That's not easy. Like it is choosing to be.
So can these people get hit by a comet or something? Do you see even one single fit-looking person here that doesn't look like a gay beta male bitch or a geriatric old woman? No, I can't say I do. Thanks for the donation, Dodo.
Good boy, you really need this bath. I can see it on your skin. No.
Poor
Did the claws
kitty.
come out? Please don't scratch me. Despite his name, Otter does not identify as a water enthusiast.
Wow.
Okay, you don't scratch me.
So moist.
No.
Cat does not want to be moist.
Growling, he's not happy.
Oh, poor baby.
It's okay.
Wow.
I'm gonna go into the drying lounge. Here, warm, controlled
drying
air
lounge.
ensures a thorough and efficient dry. Otter has a compact facial structure paired with a more expansive physique, allowing him.
It's a very nice kitty.
Could finish, smooth everything out, and of course,
Always purring again.
reintroduce Otter to his favorite part of the service.
Wow.
She wasn't lying when she said.
Those are good kitty chirps. Look at that cat. He's really handsome. Oh my god.
How would you rate your grooming experience?
Oh, that's a handsome kitty. It's a really good kitty.
For today?
Yeah, that's good. Wow. That's really good. Oh, everything is so good. Yes, it is.
Welcome to my Temple of Speed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Renaissance Men. If you want to be a man, you need to know how to ride a motorcycle. If you don't ride a motorcycle, you're nothing. What we have here today, boys, this is an easy, smooth, beginner bike.
That is not a beginner bike. Yeah, that's an H2. Dodo Donator is demonic. Sorry, the Democratic challenger to Abdul El Sayed, the Michigan Senate candidate who campaigned with Hassan and said people in Dearborn are sad, community died, the choice between
It has been over a year now since we launched this campaign for U.S. Senate, and I've got some big news to share. But first, let's take a look back at how excited we were after our first quarter in the race a year ago. We have raised more.
I pooped and wiped with my finger so I could give myself a fun little moustache of stool. Now I'm a sexy poopy stash boy. Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah. Baby yeah. Smells good. Real good. Let's make some poop now. Push it out. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like smelling girls' butts, but I don't like smelling their poop. There's a difference between butt smell and poop smell. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. Butts smell really good, but poop doesn't smell that good, even though the poop smell makes the butt smell. Really weird. What the fuck did that? Oh yeah, what is this?
It has been over a year now since we launched this campaign for U.S. Senate, and I've got some big news to share. But first, let's take a look back at how excited we were after our first quarter in the race a year ago.
We have raised more than $2.1 million. $2 million! $2 million!
This quarter, we raised over $3 million. I know, that number back then, that was a big number. This is absolutely huge. And we did it from
70,000!
And over 120,000 real people who have donated to this campaign since the start of this campaign.
And I'm making this promise to you right now. I will not take a dime of corporate PAC money on this campaign.
And we kept that promise. There was not a dime of corporate PAC donations, not a dime of APAC donations, just 120,000 people.
There's no winning, eh? Just don't vote Democrat ever. Get them to just get these people the fuck out of the party. It's just crazy. Dodo donated $2. Oh. Sounds like he's talking. It's a nice cat.
I hate the anti-Semitic attacks against Hassan. I do actually think that him and a lot of people on the left, him especially, are anti-Semitic. But I care about social stuff, but I think there's way, way, way more problematic things than anti-Semitism, especially because Israel is fucking it all.
Blaho's new video thumbnails are hilarious. He's using AI to generate rip tabs for them, but then you play the video and his torso looks like melting wax over rolled sandbags. He's got like 10% body fat in the thumbnail and 30% IRL.
Yeah, I've seen it. But, like, it hilariously makes his videos that less desirable to watch. Like, now, to get entertainment, I just look at the thumbnails, not even watch the video, you know? So, he's stupid as fuck. Thanks for the donation, though, Adam.
Up now anyway, so my sympathies are very low at the moment. But the issues are these, like...
Israel is fucking all up, and I think I should say that Hassan has definitely said some...
So, he doesn't like anti-Semitism that's from spreading lies and misinformation about Israel, but then lies and spreads misinformation about Israel. Like, implicitly supporting this, like, fucking genocide or war crimes narrative. What the just...
Some anti-Semitic stuff, including as recently, but or as recently as like last week. But he also, I think, is feeling the pressure on this, and this goes to like a third point I want to get to eventually, which is like he's modulated his rhetoric on that in a way that's potentially useful. But anyway, you might think it's potentially unuseful. But
I would say he definitely, it's all dog whistles, but not even like quiet dog whistles. Like when you're screaming at somebody, calling them a baying pig, and all the inbred comments or whatever about Jews and everything else. Like they're usually hitting on certain anti-Semitic tropes. Like they need to go back to Brooklyn, they don't belong there, stuff like this. But regardless of that, I think the reason why the Jew discourse carries is because the Jews have, as has been noticed through the last 2,000 years or whatever of human history, they're very good at doing their media messaging, right? You've got your APAC people. There's another group that is on Twitter that like calls out like anti-Semitic people or whatever. Like they're very the ADL. That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, they're very good at their vertical integration and everything. They label somebody, like this guy's anti-Semitic. Here's why, and then that message like resonates within the entire tuning fork of kind of the, I guess like Jewish interest structure or whatever. I'm trying not to sound too much like a Nazi right now, okay? But this is a little bit, but like they're very good at like messaging on these types of issues.
You're not a Nazi, to be clear. I'm trying not to go on. I'm trying very hard to not go on Nazi platforms.
You're good.
And I've not watched all 8 hours of your streams every day.
I promise I'm not a Nazi, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Of course, if I was a Nazi, I would say exactly that, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But they're very good at messaging on this thing in a very unified way, which I think is why this is what's carrying through the strongest. The reason why the Democrats can't stake out a position on this is because right now the anti-war rhetoric, I think, is completely captured by that right-wing tuning fork and your far left tuning fork. And to stake out like a decently nuanced position on the center left would require our resonating tuning fork, to where, my God, there are so many criticisms that you could give of Israel. There are so many criticisms you could give of American foreign policy, in general, but there is no democratic apparatus to message any of those criticisms through. It's an issue that has been so captured by both sides. It feels really uncomfortable to step in and be like, yeah, you're right. I think we should be anti-helping Israel in the war. And they're like, that's great. So we're going to abolish the state tomorrow, right?
Right,
And then,
yeah. You have a lot of people brigade.
Destiny is very dumb.
This country, what has happened in the midst of this election campaign is one of the worst examples of foreign election interference that I've ever seen or ever even read about. The bureaucrats in Brussels have tried to destroy the economy of Hungary. They have tried to make Hungary less energy independent. They have tried to drive up costs for
RT News is just fucking retarded, man. These people make $40K a year and think they're making a difference.
Some Americans are protesting the war in Iran and President Trump's domestic policies by putting their money where their mouth is, as part of a call to sit out of paying federal taxes this year.
I'm Rachel, and I'm not paying my federal income tax this year.
Oh no, the government's not gonna get your $378. Oh boy. Yeah, they're fucking brokies, dude. Hilarious that a bunch of retarded brokies are like, I'm not gonna pay my taxes. Yeah, you are. IRS will be after your ass, so they're all just full of shit. They are so full of shit, it's insane. So stupid. My God. This is like me fucking saying, if the US invades Iran, I'm not gonna poop for a whole week. Like, okay. You do that. I wouldn't be surprised if most of those people are actually getting money back. Like, they're making money off of filing their taxes because of the kind of deductions and claims and shit they can benefit.
Don't fuck with me, I'll kill you. Oh! Renaissance men, she's all yours. Here's your to-do list. Here you go. Tally ho, Christopher!
How do you start it?
It says turn the key, press the start button. It makes a noise. Oh, we got movement. I'm seeing lights. Ooh, it's making a nice noise. Okay, that's the horn. Interesting. Normal. No.
This has to be this has to be a joke. They're not they're not getting a guy who's never ridden to fucking ride at H2.
No. I found it. The normal explanation. This will help. This will help. Okay. Start the bike. Turn key to on.
Is that it?
Yes! This is actually...
Dude. Sam Hyde is so fucking hilarious. That's some good shit.
You take off. Select first gear and slowly ease out the clutch until you feel the bike start to move. Add slight throttle while smoothly releasing clutch. Once fully engaged, release clutch completely and accelerate. All right, what do you think?
Scary.
He's not a new rider.
Scary.
Is scary?
It would be very easy to make a mistake and get hurt. Even when it's going well, the amount that you have to go is like this. So if you go like that, you're like, whoa! All right, let's roll.
Now or never.
First, you gotta turn the key into the on position.
I just want to move this.
This is good. Okay, pull the clutch in. What was that? Oh, there you go. Yeah. No.
Don't get us kicked out of the lot.
Okay. Sorry. Okay.
Luke, listen to me. It's funny that you revved it, but
no more.
Don't fuck with that.
That's scary.
It'll break the bike?
No, you'll fucking die.
I'll die?
If you pop the brake when you're doing that, you're down the road.
Well, I don't plan on doing it while I'm moving.
Well, you're just learning. Let's be careful with the throttle, all right? Thank you.
Okay, just release the clutch a little bit. If you want to stop, that's the brake on the right.
Yeah, Sam's
if you pull that back like a
excellent.
half an inch, you're gonna die.
Okay.
Think about it like that. So maybe rest the fingers on the brake a little bit. There you go.
Dodo, $22. I think Destiny's starting to get fed up and not wanting to keep doing the grift he's been doing for a few months anymore. I honestly think he's changing his mind because of your debates with him. Hitler drank water, Gandhi drank water, or do you support the Holocaust? Just because these two countries were illegally attacked doesn't mean they have any similarities beyond that, so the comparison is wild, spooky wild. Claim because one of Russia's false accusations against Ukraine was that they were genociding ethnic Russians in Donbass. Engaged in other forms of aggression against Russia, Iran, however, actually does engage in exporting violence across the region. Yeah, seriously. Fucking retarded, man. Straw man fallacy, my god. I mean, that's the problem he created, right? Thanks for the donation, Dodo. He can't possibly be a new rider. There's no way. That'd be hilarious, but...
Don't panic. Yeah!
I went a full 2.5 months.
Dodo, don't need tellers think he has dementia.
Essentially unified behind you, as are Republicans when it comes to Iran. There's been reports that the United States might be sending 2,500 Marines to the Middle East. Are you concerned that a move like that could potentially change the unity.
Well, I don't know. I seem to have great support because CNN came out with a poll today that I'm at 100%. And they said they've never seen a poll like that. The CNN poll said I'm at 100%, and they've never seen that before, which is an honor. I was impressed that CNN would do that.
Yeah, probably. Watch this video.
The likelihood of choking off the Strait of Hormuz, and then there was the possibility of regime change, that it could happen. He played a video of possible options for who could take over if there was, some change or disruption to the clerical leadership in Iran, although most of the Americans didn't really favor the people that he was talking about, or some of the people he was talking about. So he didn't suggest this all as, if this, then this is the absolute outcome. But certainly, President Trump was impressed by what he heard. He didn't completely say yes right there, but he did say sounds good to me, or something to that effect, to the prime minister. And it was clear that that was a likely green light. It was clear to the president's advisors that he was impressed with what they saw. The next day, there was an overnight assessment that was done by U.S. intelligence officials, and there were aspects of what Netanyahu described that could be done, but the regime change scenarios were described by the CIA director as farcical, and by the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, as bullshit. And so that is where it becomes a conflation of a lot of different points. Most notably was that J.D. Vance was the most adamant voice against doing this in the president's circle, and repeatedly said this in front of his colleagues to the president.
Fascinating. Maggie Hebron, thanks very much.
I want to start with some of the reporting that they have.
I didn't follow a single word of that video.
Last week, Google did something that no other FANG company has had the balls to do. They released a large language model that qualifies as truly free and open source under the Apache 2.0 license. That means free as in total freedom, not open-ish, not research only, not please don't make money or we'll sue you. That model is Gemma 4. And my initial thought was, oh great, another half-baked open model that's technically free, as long as you also own a small data center to run it. But the craziest thing about Gemma 4 is that it's small. Like suspiciously small. The big model is small enough to run on a consumer GPU, and the edge model is small enough to run on your phone or Raspberry Pi, while hitting intelligence levels that are on par with other open models that would normally require data center caliber GPUs just to run. That shouldn't be possible. And in today's video, we'll find out how it works and look at some other crazy compression techniques developed by Google. It is April 8th, 2026, and you're watching the Code Report. To be fair, several other companies in the gay man family have released open weight models. Like Meta's Llama models are quasi-free and open, but under a special license that gives Meta leverage to any developer that actually starts printing cash with them. Then we have OpenAI's GPT OSS models, which are also Apache 2.0 licensed, but they're bigger and dumber than Gemma. Outside of that, we basically rely on Mistral and the Chinese models like Qwen, GLM, Kimi, and DeepSeek. Gemma 4 hits different though, because it's made in America, Apache 2.0 licensed, intelligent, and most importantly, tiny. For comparison, the 31 billion parameter version of Gemma 4 is scoring in the same ballpark as models like Kimi K2.5 thinking. But here's the absurd part. I can run Gemma 4 locally with a 20 gigabyte download, getting roughly 10 tokens per second on a single RTX 4090. But if I wanted to run Kimi K2.5, I'd be looking at a 600 plus gigabyte download, at least 256 gigabytes of RAM, aggressive quantization, and multiple H100s just to get it off the ground. Kimi's still a better model than Gemma, but there's no way in hell I'm going to run it locally. So the obvious question is, how did Google achieve this unbelievable shrinkage? Well, the answer is they didn't just shrink the model, they attacked the real bottleneck in AI, memory. To run a massive large language model locally, you don't need a better CPU. You need more memory bandwidth. Every time a model generates a token, it has to read through a massive amount of model weights in VRAM, which is the video random access memory on your GPU. It doesn't really matter how big the model is, it's more about how expensive it is to read it. And this is where things get interesting, because alongside Gemma 4, Google quietly dropped a research note on something called TurboQuant, which sounds like a marketing buzzword, but it's actually kind of insane. It's a new approach to quantization, which is the process of compressing model weights so they take up less space. Normally, through this process, you get a simple trade-off, a smaller model, but worse performance. But TurboQuant improves this trade-off with 2 steps. First, it compresses data that's normally in an XYZ Cartesian coordinate system into polar coordinates that include a radius and angle. Because these angles follow a predictable pattern, the model can skip the typical normalization steps and store information more efficiently, thus reducing memory overhead. Then it uses this mathematical technique called the Johnson-Linden-Strauss transform to shrink high-dimensional data by compressing it down to single-sign bits, +1, -1, while preserving the distances between these data points. Frankly, I'm too stupid to understand how the math actually works, but TurboQuant is actually not the secret behind Gemma 4's small models. You'll notice that some of the Gemma 4 models have an E in the model name, like E2B and E4B, and what that stands for is effective parameters, because these models incorporate something called per-layer embeddings, which is like giving every layer in the neural network its own mini cheat sheet for each token. In a normal transformer, each token gets one embedding at the start, and the model has to carry that information through every layer, and most of that information isn't needed. Per-layer embeddings changes that by giving each layer its own small custom version of the token, so information can be introduced exactly when it's useful instead of all at once. There's an incredible visual guide by...
That's pretty interesting. Hopefully that can solve some of the AI bottleneck problem with scaling. That's really cool though. Oh. You know, you really can't beat rice and tofu. It's just great. Yeah, rice and tofu is just so brain dead and easy and snappy, and it just fucking hits. Oh man, it's so nice to be vegan and just enjoy rice and tofu, dude.
Martin Grutendorst that I'll link in the description if you want to dive into more detail. The end result
miles per hour on that puppy. I almost just did probably close to $8 grand in damage by bumping into that guy.
Did you actually bump into it?
I came close.
Oh. I was like, get that yak. You guys just fucking around on it? Yeah.
Is he learning on the H2? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Is that actually what's going on?
Is that a good starter bike? The person who lent it
Jasmine.
Shit.
to us said it was a great starter bike.
Yeah.
Get him to grade you guys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are you busy for
Yes, I like the Chinese poverty diet.
about 10 minutes?
No, I'm free.
You want to watch these dickheads ride this and tell us how they did?
Yeah.
Hey, if you know anyone who wants to buy it after we...
Okay, I'll buy it. I swear to God.
Well, we've got a prospective buyer.
Okay, so, I just have one question about that. Do you rest your hand like this even when you're accelerating? Or do you go like this?
It kind of depends. Like, if I'm just, like, slow cruising, probably like that.
Okay.
I'm really on this thing. Just ready. Gas it up. Put it in second. Dump the clutch real quick, you know? Use your rear brake right here. Feather it out. Feel the balance point. Man, you got this.
Okay. All right, so how did I do?
You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, for a starter on an H2, I'm gonna have to give you a solid 10 out of 10. You know, perfect clutch control, perfect turns, Buddy knew what he was doing out there. I gotta give it to you.
It felt right.
It felt right?
Yeah.
Ready to get on the highway?
Didn't it drink like It looks sick. I mean, how much would you pay for it? Because he was trying to sell it. How much would you sell it?
Yeah, I'd like an H2. Might get one. Either that or the Panigale V4.
What for?
25?
25?
Yeah.
How many miles on it?
700?
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
And you're letting him ride this fucking thing?
How old are you?
I'm 24.
You should not ride motorcycles. They will kill you.
Oh, I have a motorcycle.
Well, you should sell it.
No, I sold the crotch rockets. I got a road glide now.
Find a sucker or a dipshit to sell it to.
Dude, who's gonna buy a fucking brand new road glide? It's a fucking
Some retarded asshole. You're gonna die on these things. Don't ride.
Don't you have a bunch of bikes? You're good at bikes. Hey.
Clutch.
Do you like Subway sandwiches? Yeah. Yeah, they're good.
All the way in and then this guy down. Are you in neutral? Yeah. Uh-oh. No.
Battery's dead.
How? Did we keep it on or something?
Yeah, he kept it on. It's cold.
Oh my frick. The battery has died due to inclement weather and also leaving the electronics on without having the engine running.
I feel like a cool guy.
Looks like it, dude.
We got an external battery. Lucky us.
All right, try to start this shit. Turn the wheel a little bit. There you go.
It's closed. Nah, it ain't fucking going. Fuck.
Damn.
Why aren't they just bump starting it? So, like, they're just draining the battery more. They're so stupid.
Sorry. That was embarrassing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, fuck. Wait. I don't got it. Okay.
Battery died.
It did. I bet her battery doesn't run out. Maybe I'm more of a dog than a bike man.
Probably teach you how to ride that bike.
I think I did pretty good. I got a 10 out of 10.
Really? Wow. Pretty impressive.
Only place we got a plug. You're good.
Okay. Okay, the case. I can do it. Oh, sorry. Huh? Thanks, Luke. So you had this weird little plug thing.
Yeah.
So what are the chances in that? Like, how common is that?
It's in like every newer bike.
Huh? Oh, so you had it because you have a bike.
Yeah. So I was gonna say,
you
if
brought
you guys
this.
want to hop on mine, you can. But it's like, you want to see it?
Yeah. Hi. How you doing? I'm Ryan. This is Luke.
This one.
Damn. Where'd you get this? It's a legit Harley. This one's pearlescent, I noticed.
Yeah, it's my brother's.
So this one I noticed is darker than that one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I see it's like a little bit, but it's got some pieces that are just as dark.
Yeah. There's some black on it.
There is, yeah. Different seat styles, of course. Different riding styles, probably.
Yeah.
See it turn on there, Luke?
Good red lights.
Yeah, well, there's more than just red lights.
The only difference between sports bikes and Harleys, though. Harleys are way louder.
That was loud. When you did that, I told a bunch of secrets that I had weighing heavy on my heart.
Yeah.
And nobody heard.
Sounds good.
All right. Handbrake if you need it. Or a foot brake if you need it.
Go on. A little sloppy on the throttle. Wasn't smooth, you know, but.
Aha, he's a natural.
That was funny. Your gay gig? Well, that's okay. It's okay to be gay. Ain't nothing wrong with being a faggot. Shrimps is bugs. Did you know that shrimps is bugs? Shrimps is bugs. Shrimps is bugs. Shrimps is bugs.
Journey, don't come over here. Journey. I think you need to excuse yourself and you need to go take a nap. That was a cute one.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's getting tired.
Okay, go to bed now. Night-night.
My coworker said it's vegan to eat shrimp because they're bacteria. Nah, shrimps is bugs. Shrimp ain't bacteria. Shrimps is bugs.
Night.
That's a really handsome kitty.
Whoa! Jesus. Oh, don't attack me.
That cat is so adorable.
Okay, don't attack me. I'll pet you. Yeah. Don't attack me. Don't attack me. Do you want me to pet you or do you want to play? Okay, here's your toy. You want to play or do you want to be pet?
Wow.
Whoa! Jesus.
That cat is so cute.
Oh.
He's such a big chumbish. Oh, I love cats. That's a special cat. Such a nice chumbish.
I wish I had a six-pack when I was a kid. I had to cope by wearing band t-shirts.
It's the androgenic thing. Yeah, we're at full zoot. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'm feeling it.
So you want big traps, and you think, man, I've tried everything, but nothing seems to really... What that does is, that stretches me out, and it really puts a lot of stress up on those up.
This is the new Prime Minister of the Netherlands, who is openly gay.
Gay. Yeah, that's a beta male if I've ever seen one. Thanks for the donation, dude. Did Gum Gum just walk past, or did I just see that?
For traps.
He's got pretty damn beefy traps.
Okay? So first, shoulder width, 3 sets.
You kind of forgot to tell everybody that you probably want to take steroids. You really need steroids if you want big beefy traps. Like, you can get, you know, okay traps as a natty, but you really need steroids. Yeah, I'm pretty high.
Then I'm going to go all the way out the knurls, 3 more sets of 12 to 20. Here we go. We're getting ready to work. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start deadlifting. Now, you can use a straight bar if you want. Our back is really nice and warmed up. You'll be finished. Do the same thing.
This guy takes trap training seriously. Based.
All right, so.
Yeah, might start implementing some of these.
We want to get anywhere from 8 to 10 reps, and these really hits those lower traps, and it works it all the way through. Ready?
Mass media is an act.
In the hidden
Is it a good idea to inject steroids into the vein? No, you will basically suffocate yourself. It'd probably choke way too quickly to actually inject the whole needle. It'll feel like all the air was knocked out of your lungs, and then you'll be struggling to breathe.
You should not pet a parrot like this. Parrots are super hormonal, and they keep a bunch of their organs underneath their wings. They're organs for stimulation, getting freaky, getting excited. And in the wild with other birds, friends, they pick at other birds' heads. So petting another bird's head, or a bird's head, is safe. Because friends do this. This is normal for friends.
Oh my god, friends.
Birds, they mate for life. And what's not normal for friends is touching the rest of his body. That sends signals that we are more than friends. The odd, touch is not going to do anything. But if you're continually sitting there, stroking the bird, it will confuse them. And then they'll try and get freaky with you. And then when you inevitably can't mate with them, they will get upset. And that's where all the complications come from. So, Bluebird.
That's good to know.
How do I pet you? Like this? This is what he likes. This is the good stuff. Oh, now your hair's messy.
Did you ever see the clip of Dennis Wolf getting trained by Dennis James? It was ironically kind of super gay. Like, Wolf was exhausted and he was like, he's always finishing me. That's funny.
See.
Now I know how to make friends with parrots. I would like parrot friends. Oh, it's weird. It feels brighter in here. What's your biggest turnoff in a girl apart from not being vegan? Probably just bitchiness, rudeness. And I don't like it when women feel like they have human rights and they can deny you sex or certain sexual acts. So, like, also women that feel like, you know, they want to tell me, I'm not interested in doing that, no means no. I just don't like that attitude. I'd rather have women have the attitude that, okay, I'll do it even if I don't want to, you know? That's a good attitude. That's a great, great attitude. Uh. Fucking weird. Fucking scam emails I'm getting. John Venus made a video a few weeks ago. Dude, I'm already struggling to stay awake. Hey, vegan dragon. I have actually gotten scam calls from India. Nasser was funny. Oh my god. Oh. Well, the good news is it's gonna be tomorrow outside. You know. I'm Mr. Mises. Look at me. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, you should swim across the St. Lawrence and escape to America. Well, my passport should be coming soon. So. Oh my god. I am way more high than I could have ever imagined a single gummy would make me. These are still not accurately dosed, I can guarantee you. That is weird how strong this is. Like, that gummy had way more of the thing in it. You know, the thing. How many milligrams you take? Well, it's set on the pack. It's 10 milligrams. It's more than 10 milligrams. It's got to be at least 15 in there. This is way more than what 10 would do to you. Way more, dude. No, I didn't name gummy after a weed gummy. Hey, dude, I don't think I'm going to be able to play Call of Duty tonight. I was super fucking tired after the workout, and then I took one of these weed gummies I had. They usually just make me a little high, and they're kind of activating in some way. They stop me from sleeping, so I took one of those, and that was definitely overdosed. I am fucked up right now. So, sorry, dude. I don't think I'm going to be able to play Call of Duty. I'm going to have to just try tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to go to bed. This was a night tonight. But I should be on tomorrow. I can probably stream early or tomorrow, like get a workout stream in by like 12 or something.
While this gay guy was mocking,
I'm not gonna watch this now. I don't know if it's. I think I watched a bit of this. Yeah, I did. It's not that great. Like, and we already know the whole story. Like, autistic retard wife. Weird, crazy story, and then she's gone. Nobody can find her. And then he makes fun of, like, her dying and stuff. It's fucking retarded. Thanks for the donation, though, dude. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. But I should be doing a workout stream tomorrow and a normal stream at a normal time. So I will see you all tomorrow. Sweet dreams.